Good morning. This is Cecil and Blues. Thank you for joining me for another episode of the Indie Inbox. Today we are taking a look at the release build of Invisible Ink, a tactical espionage game developed by Klei Entertainment. This goes on sale on May 12th. Klei pushed the release version live a few days early if you were a supporter in early access. This is a great way to thank your supporters, as well as ensuring a solid launch for new customers. I've been following Invisible Ink's development since it was announced last year as Incognita. I did put up a few videos during its first early access build, around October, September of last year. The game has really improved significantly since then, but instead of giving you a shopping list of those improvements, I'm going to approach this as though it were a new game. If you're curious what the evolution was like, I will put some links down in the video description. You can look at my old Let's Plays if you would like. So, what is a tactical espionage game? Well, in some ways it's similar to XCOM Enemy Unknown, and in some ways it's similar to Mark of the Ninja. The result is a really tense strategy game with an amazing amount of depth. Before we jump into any gameplay, let's take a look at the options. Alright, so we've got full video options, you've got lighting effects, background effects, full decor, things you could do if your machine maybe isn't just up to running it as is. You've got sound options. I do always like to have a separate voice slider in case I want to have sound effects real low, but I still want to hear things that the players are saying. But then we have gameplay options that you can use to control other aspects of the game, and you have key bindings. So this is a really good set of options. It's definitely worthy of being a PC title. I believe they actually are developing this for consoles as well. I have no idea what that is going to look like as far as from a control scheme. Anyway, those options, very well suited for a PC environment, but that's not really where the options end. We're going to start a new game here, and there is a tutorial. It's designed to help out people who basically have never played a turn-based strategy game before, so we're going to go ahead and skip that. We don't need to look at that. This is where the real customization comes in. So the basic story mode of the game is actually pretty short. It's about a 4 to 6 hour campaign, depending on how long you take per mission and how many missions you run. And the number of missions you run kind of depend on various factors, and hopefully we'll see a little bit of that once we get into the map. In addition to there being like these 4 default difficulties, we got beginner, experienced, expert, and expert plus, and like you can just see really basic differences at the top level here. Rewinds, like to reset a bad turn. As you get into experience, that goes down. Expert, it goes down dramatically. Expert plus, well, things look pretty much the same, but you can see in the little descriptions they're saying. So beginner, if you're new to Invisible Ink, we suggest selecting this mode. This mode is designed to teach you the unique mechanics of the game and will still provide a formidable challenge. If you are familiar with Invisible Ink, this mode will actually seem really easy. I went through the campaign and completed it no problem, whereas I know if I play it on experienced, I will die repeatedly, because the game is rock hard. And if somehow I figure out how to be good at the game, well, then I can always turn it up to expert. And if I become some sort of savant, I can go to expert plus. But it doesn't end there. This is red options, show settings. So you can see on expert plus, these are the options we have. No level retries, which means that if you fail a mission, game over. Well, we can click that so we can try a level again. Maybe we're not confident with that setting. Alright, rewinds. There's always... well, okay. I guess you can turn on Iron Man mode for retries. Now, what a rewind is, it takes you back a turn, and the reason that even on the most difficult setting they leave you with one rewind, because of the random nature of the level generations, it's sometimes possible that a guard will do something really confusingly random, and it'll cost you the game. So they give you one out on that if you don't want to be truly punishing yourself with Iron Man mode. There are also a number of campaign hours. You can increase it or decrease it to kind of increase the difficulty of the final mission of the campaign. So 72 hours means that you've got 3 days to go through the game and power up your agency. If you knock that down to 24 hours, you only are able to run a couple of missions before you have to do the final mission, and that could be a pretty daunting challenge because the guards will be souped up, but you won't have the necessary tools to really deal with them. Or you can set it to 120 hours, which means you'll have more time to build up, or you can set it to endless if you want to do a different type of game. And that's what we're going to be doing, because I don't want to spoil the story for you guys. I think, yeah, 72 hours is the default here. On the on the Expert Plus mode, you start with only 5 power. Alarm stages move normally. You earn less credits. There are the maximum setting of guards. There are no safe guard patrols. There is no additional KO time. There is alarms when you KO a guard, and that'll come up here. That I'm pretty sure. Like if we go into Expert mode, no longer. So that's an extremely difficult setting, because you knock out guards all the time. Normally, you only get alarm increases when you kill a guard, which is really, really unadvised. Show danger zones. This means you can't see where the guard's cone of vision is. Allow melee while seen is turned off, so you can only attack people from behind. The alarm multiplier remains normal. Starting money remains normal. And really, all the other settings remain normal. I didn't notice this before, but you can set the number of rooms per map. And, creating a larger map with a, certain number of guards in it will make it easier because it's a lot more space, but it'll also take you a lot more time to explore. How is that affected in other settings? So, like on Expert mode, still 10 experience. Alright, so that's just how it is. 10 levels is the normal setting in the game. You can make it a little bit more, or you can make it a little bit less, or you can make it a lot more. Alright. In addition to all of these individual settings, and I'm shaking my mouse around and I apologize, the additional modes we have are Endless, which kind of adjusts the campaign. It gets rid of the story, and that's why we're going to do Endless. And we have Endless Plus, which is designed to be a little bit more difficult. And basically it's just like Expert Plus, except for there's no time limit, so it's just a how long can you keep going kind of marathon thing. We are going to do, one more setting, Time Attack. In Time Attack, you have a timer so that you only have 2 minutes to complete your turn and think about things, which puts a little bit of pressure on you. And then obviously custom mode, which is what I was just showing off. Let's go to Endless, and we're going to jump into a game. And the options keep coming. There are 10 different agents. I currently have 4 unlocked. You start with the default 2 unlocks, and then after you earn a certain number of experience. If you've played other Klei games, I'm sure you're familiar with the way that they do unlocks. You earn kind of a point score while you're playing through the game, and when you hit certain thresholds, you unlock things. And in this game, it unlocks additional agents, and it also unlocks additional programs that you can use. So we're going to sit with the starting default just to go from, but everyone's unique. So like Deckard here, he starts with neural networking. If he's next to a device, he can tell you what is like its firewall, what it's protected by, if it's protected by anything. International, she can see through walls. She can detect wirelessly any mainframe devices. If we look at Shalem 11, we get a little bit of voice acting.
I don't understand, but his skill set
I wish I knew how to make that stop. The default option he has is enhanced optics, which means that he gets a little bit of extra punch with his attacks. They get armor piercing for ranged attacks. He also starts with a gun. I think he's the only agent who does. And then Banks,
Banks is one of the most
she
effective hackers
can
I've ever encountered.
open all secure
With
doors.
stims
That's
and
what
mirror
her special
conditioning,
ability
she's able to
is.
stay lucid.
And that means
wonder
that
what
you
kind
don't
of
have to
long-term
always
effects that
find
might have
a
on her stability.
lockpick or whatever to get through locks. All right, let's get into the
International.
game, because I am
found
talking
Decker
about
living
all
in a
sorts of
brothel
things
after
which
his
really don't make
termination.
sense if
He's
you
cleaned up since then, but I keep
don't know how the game runs. And this is the unlimited campaign.
The last few
And
missions, there's plenty of
the
profit to be
unlimited
made. This
campaign
company
is
my
basically
life.
it predates the actual campaign. So you can think of this as being the prelude to the actual story. And this is our mission map, and the whole world is taken off by these 4 corporations. And right now we only have one mission available to us, and
Executive
it
terminals have elevated
is the
security
Plastech
Compromise
Cyber
one,
Medical
and we'll be able
Corporation,
to pinpoint other
and
facilities
they
of
use
interest.
cybernetic augmentation more than the other corporations. And this is what I'm talking about a little bit about how things are different. Depending on what missions open up to us after we complete this mission will depend on how the game's different, because each of the different corporations have a totally different set of like routines and different designs, and artistically speaking there's also a lot of uniqueness going on there. So we're gonna load in here to the first room, and of course it is utterly devoid of any design here. So let's take a look out into the next room, and we're gonna. Okay, when we click on her, we get all of her wireless sense. And take a look into this room. All right, so the design you're seeing, which is just kind of a, I don't know, neo office chic. This is specific to this company, as is the music. And what you're going to notice with the music in particular is it's going to escalate as the game progresses, and it adds a layer of tension. The music design is just really brilliant in this game, and I wish I had looked up the name of the composer, because the sound design is just brilliant, and I love it a lot, in addition to just the art style. So you can zoom in, by the way, if you want to get a little bit better look at your agents, but so what do we have here? We have got 2 agents, and this is what you start with. You can have a total of 4 agents on your team if you manage to recruit additional agents over the course of the game. It is a mission type you have access to. Our first mission type, we didn't have any choices. It makes other missions available, and otherwise you will get new missions added like once every 24 hours. So, in addition to our agents that we have on the field, we can also access our AI, the Incognita, and it allows us to kind of go into cyberspace here and see the cybernetic threats, or the like electronic threats our agents have against us. In the room that's next to us, this danger zone that's being projected, if we walk into it, we're being seen by the camera, and to increase this security level. The security level determines like how much additional threat we are facing, and it is what kind of urges you to move forward. So you don't have it forever. But our first threat here is this camera. I can spend 2 points of Incognita's power. Boom. Now that camera's mine. I can see into that room even when I'm not there. This is nothing. So let's go ahead, and we're going to open this door. We got to select Deckard, and we're going to sneak into this room. We're going to sneak over to this other door, and we're going to peek through it because we have 1 extra action point. Doesn't seem to be anything interesting in there. The UI does allow you to do some other effects, like we can toggle off the walls if they're in your way. We can also rotate it, and these are all key bindings as well, so you probably will see me using keybinds instead of pressing those buttons if we need them in the future. And then over on this side, I am going to use International's power to access this remotely, generate some extra power for myself, and I don't know what this power supply is. So as we sneak through the base here, it's wise to close doors behind you because we're infiltrating. We're trying to make sure that no one knows we're here. And we haven't run into any guards yet. A lot of dead ends. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and turn this off. I don't know what it's connected to currently. Alright, apparently it's connected to that. And this right here is a nanofabricator. We can take that over with Incognita as well, and we can position International next to it and activate it. And this is a store, if you're looking at it from the standpoint of a roguelike. And it offers a random item, which is something that we can install on our agents. And again, I love this. Like, we get into this portrait. I know the portrait was available down in the lower left there, but seeing it pop up right in front of me reminded me just how brilliant the art style is. Just this really kind of, I don't know, for me it reminds me of the 70s, like when spy dramas were really at their height, like Man from U.N.C.L.E. and James Bond, and just all of it. Just, I love it. I love the style. It just oozes in this game, and it just punctuates the fantastic gameplay. But, alright, augments. These are things you can equip on your person. Weapons, a thing you can hold on your person, and items as well. So we've got 2 extra inventory slots currently available to us. We can install this on our body if we want to. It's more expensive than the money we have. So if we decide we want these things, we'll have to come back for them because we don't currently have the money to buy them. And we're out of movement points. Everything in this game, like XCOM, if you're familiar, you move once and then you move a second time, or you can take an action to shoot. And here, movement is primarily what you spend your action points on. You have a number of action points. Once you have spent them, you can no longer do anything. But things like peeking through doors take time. Normally attacks don't actually use any attack points, but once we've exhausted both of our agents, we click next turn. The enemy will progress. Because this is our first mission, it's telling us how security level works, and what it's explaining is that this dial up here every turn will increment by 1 bar. When it reaches a full circle, so 5 bars, it will upgrade to the next security level, and I think at this time it warns you what will happen. So the next, when we reach security warning 1, additional cameras will activate. And then at security level 2, I believe all the firewalls increase by 1. And then at security level 3, an additional guard appears, and then an elite guard, and then I think a couple of elite guards. I forget what happens at 5, but you do not want to... things get out of control quickly if you are not getting out of the area. So this is all dead ends. It might actually make sense to leave these doors open so that if any guards kind of get onto us, they will notice those differences in the level and maybe wander into this dead end looking for us. Deckard is going to move forward a little bit. I don't see any warning signs in the next room. So we're going to sneak in here. We're going to close this door behind him. We're going to sneak up to this corner. And as you can see, I can't quite see into that corner. So I'm actually going to peek around the corner just to make sure that there's nothing over there. And even if there was, there's no danger zones projected here on the floor. So I'm probably pretty safe stepping forward. And I'm just going to step forward. Okay. No problems. So, that's a locked door. Nothing we can do over there, but we do have International over here. We can have her go to that door in the next turn. So let's come over here. We do have 1 action point left over. We can peek through the door. Oh, this looks probably like our objective. It seems like a specially designed room, so we'll check that out in a moment. One of the tricks in this game, like in XCOM, you always want to keep your group together so that you could deal with threats that you find, because of the way that the game functions. In Invisible Inc., it is important to make a decision on your own on what works for you. I split my agents up to cover more ground. Is it maybe smarter to keep them next to each other? Sometimes, yeah. Because maybe a guard notices one of your agents, and then you can sneak behind it with your second agent and incapacitate it. And if they're separated, they're kind of on their own. So let's go to our second turn here. No guards, it seems. If there are guards patrolling around the area, we'll see them. We'll hear them as they walk. So let's... okay, we're just going to step up to here. And the reason I put myself up against the wall instead of up against the door is just in case someone opens that door. Alright, once again, this camera is watching the door. You can see the warning zones on the ground. We're going to go into Incognita, and we're going to hack it. This was our default program sets, right? And there are like 10 different programs that you can unlock by playing the game, and then you can customize your starting programs. And there is a different type of store that will sell you upgrades for Incognita. But right now we just have a basic firewall breaker, costs us 2 power, breaks 1 firewall, boom. And then at the beginning of each turn we earn 1 power. Alright, so there's something else that's a threat in that room. And we can't see what it is. So we're going to wait here because we're all out of power anyway, or action points. We're going to open this door. It looks like we're safe to enter. Okay, we're not seeing much of anything yet. Let's peek around here.
The executive terminal is the large device with the simplified controls. There.
Alright. This is what we came here for. So, we're going to move up to this wall, and we will once again use Incognita to unlock that device, but we will have to manually access it. So, we are out of turns for now, and we'll let the enemy move. We'll see. Ah, there we go. So we have a guard over here. You could see his little sound footsteps as he was moving, and the danger zone flickered. So here is what we do in this case. If we go into that room, we're going to get seen and in trouble. But more importantly, we can open this door, and now the guard's like, oh snap, someone just opened a door. That's weird. And that's going to draw his attention, so he's going to come check that out. The risk is if there were 2 guards in there, but it looks like there was only 1, so we're going to just open that door, and then we'll wait patiently for him to come over there, and we're going to put her on ambush, which is a melee version of Overwatch. If you have a gun, you can go to Overwatch, but she does not. Most agents do not have guns. This is not that type of game. If I were to step into that room, that guard would see me and he would kill me, and it's a one-shot kill. But you don't die. You kind of get swooned. So if one of your other agents gets an item to heal you or drags your limp body back to the escape point, you can save your agent's life. But if you leave them behind, then they're gone. And you have to go on without them. So we're going to move up here, and taking this is probably going to trigger an extra difficulty to the level. But we'll see. And you can hear the music changed.
Great. When you activated that terminal, it
there's
sent out
nice
an automated message
thumping
to change
bass
up the guard
going,
duty.
and I love it.
Be prepared for new patrol patterns.
And that also will continue to increase a little bit as the security threat increases. So, guard patrols are a little bit different than they were. I don't think there's anything I can see if I look around this corner, but we'll do it. There is a little bit of this room that we can't see, but I don't know, there could be a safe back there. And I can't do anything with International, because if I go into that room, I'm going to get shot. So we will just in turn and let this guard come to us. And there we go. Now he's stunned. And he's out for 2 turns. While she has him pinned, that timer will not go down. So she can take anything he's got. It looks like he's got a cred chip as well as a key card that unlocks doors. There is still a threat in that room, which is a problem. Now, these rooms all dead end. So what I'm going to do is spend some time catching back up to my other agent. And I kind of want to know what's around this corner. So There we go. What a waste of my time. Alright. I'm exposed, but I know there's no one over here. So we're just going to in turn, and we're going to stay pinned on this guard to allow him to not wake up. Because he'll wake up, and then once he wakes up, he doesn't completely know what happened. Uh-oh.
Alarm level 1. Additional cameras activated. Surveillance level increased.
Okay, so now we got additional cameras. Oh, and one of them's pointing right at my agent. So I'm going to have to take that one over so that when it finishes rebooting that she's not immediately seen. Alright, these guards are investigating something. And I can click on I can spend an action to see what it is that they're investigating. And okay, so they're headed over that direction. But he's coming over here. That is a problem. Because oh man. He might walk by her without seeing her. It's possible. We could be in serious trouble though. Alright, we're gonna sprint. Must have full AP. Oh, I moved with him. What? I don't remember moving with him yet this turn. That's weird. Okay, well, I must have clicked something by accident. We're going to come up this way. I was planning to come into this room and unlock this door to let Deckard come in, but those guards have added a problem. I cannot close this door, because if I do, these guards will definitely notice, and I think both of them will come over here. But more importantly, this could be a problem. So we're gonna intern and we're gonna see what happens. Whoa, mouse, get back where you belong. Hopefully he... Okay. So he walked by my agent because she was properly stealthed. How do I want to deal with this? Oh, is her... Okay, so her thing is recharged. So I'm gonna step over here, and then we're gonna KO over this guy. So her stunner is, it's quick to recharge, but it stuns for less time. I think that if we look at Deckard, and we look at his weapon, it's got a 3 down. Nope, same thing. Okay, my apologies. I just don't remember them having that short of a cooldown on their weapon, or maybe I just forgot how many turns I had left her standing there. Okay, well, let's pick his pockets, right? See what he's got. He's got a security passcode too, but she already has one. So, let's just come into this room and see what we have going on. Wow, that is a lot of stuff. Alright. That is a console that she can try and get some power from. Let's take over this camera. I do not see where that guard went. Oh, he must be investigating that power thing I turned off a while ago. Alright, we're gonna get Deckard in here. And we're gonna close... Oh, what's that? Oh, I don't have any space. Alright. I was gonna take the security passcode on him, but... Alright, we have 2 turns to get far enough away from those guys that they're not gonna be a problem. Let's bring her over this way. Oh, okay, well, we got a safe that way. And what we're doing right now... Oh, okay, that's where that other guard is going to investigate. The other space was probably popped up and I didn't see it for the guard that I knocked unconscious. So, he went off that way. We don't have to worry about him for the time being. Let's see what's going on in this next room. No security here. But it does look like it's probably a dead end. That's not necessarily good for me. A lot of safes, but it's a dead end. Alright, well, that has its advantages. Deckard is gonna need to come up this way. We're gonna bring him over to the console here, and we're gonna get some extra power out of it. And then maybe that one over there. And then we can use that power to hack these saves and have International get the goods out of them. Meanwhile, we have to worry about where that other guard went and where these guards are going to go once they stand up, which is right now. So, at the beginning of their next turn, they're going to investigate the places where they're standing, but then they're going to start exploring, and that's going to probably be a problem for me. Alright, if we come this way, I can kind of peek through this door to see what's going on in here. And what is kind of going on in there is that could be trouble. Alright, we're going to go up against here. Pull some power. And then... oh, man. There's one safe. Oh, these are going to be expensive to open. But let's go ahead and do it, and hopefully we can earn the credits necessary to justify doing it. So we got some money. I wish I kind of done this in a different order, because I don't feel like she's in a safe place at the moment, because I do not know where these guys are going to go once they wake up. Alright, I don't necessarily want to step over here, because if I do and these guys come through this door, they'll see him. So we're going to intern. We'll see what happens. Yeah, they're back looking through this door. And I did not close the door, which means they can see us. If I had closed that door, I would be in a lot safer position. That guard is looking there. So if I open this door, yeah, he sees it. But it's a yellow space, so I'm hidden from him. So let's come in here. And I think that from this direction he will get next to me before he sees. Oh, that's... I have made a terrible decision. She's in trouble too. Alright, well, let's see what happens here. Alright, they're exploring.
I'm gonna look around here.
Oh. Oh, shoot. I didn't put him on Overwatch.
Data security enhanced.
Okay, so... just out of curiosity. Can I attack him? Okay, I can. Okay, on harder difficulties, you can't attack people who are looking at you. So, I mean, that was bad, because it gave him a chance to, like, increase the alarm level, but it wasn't the end of the world. And I should have hacked this safe last turn. I could have hacked both of those safes, instead of just one of them. And I still don't know what the hell is creating those danger zones. Ah, there's a camera up there, okay. And again, if I would have saw that last turn, or even before, then I would have hit the power to take care of it. Alright, well, we're just gonna have to wait here. She is going to... if I bring her up to this corner, and then I operate this door, it will make this guard come to me, which controls his movement and should hopefully keep my agents alive.
They're through here.
Oh, hi.
Investigating.
Hi. I need to start remembering how Overwatch works. I feel very stupid. Alright, let's get her the hell out of here. And the reason that I should have probably opened that door back up is because he shouted, and I think that will draw the attention of the other guard. I can still run. Alright, well, I'm gonna do that then. Running increases the sound you create, which if there are guards nearby is bad, but there were no guards nearby, so it wasn't bad. And Deckard's is pinned down at least for one more turn because I don't have the power. So we'll wait. Now I have 2 power. I can hack this camera, which does show us that there is a power terminal over there, which hopefully will help us. There's a couple power terminals over here. Alright. So International can access these remotely, so I don't need to get right next to them. And the only way for us to go is through that door. I think I'm gonna check that safe though. So we'll spend the 4 power to unlock that. Go ahead and steal from there. And once again, we need to clear out of here before this guard wakes up. Luckily, we don't really know what's going on currently. Well, I guess luckily isn't the right word, is it? Well, I mean... Oh, hey, look, and there's the exit. Whew. Alright, so... that is what Invisible Link looks like for your very first mission. And things started to get a little out of control.
That contact list will prove
And
invaluable
once
when planning our
we
next
leave
move.
this map,
Excellent work.
we go back to our... Well, first we get a mission report. There were 3 guards on the level. We encountered all of them. There was 1 camera we ignored, and we gathered a bit of money, about 1,000 credits, by pillaging corporate secrets. And we can spend that money upgrading our agents. We can increase their speed, their hacking, their strength, and their anarchy, which is like, I don't know, stealing. And all agents kind of have the same stats. Usually they start with 1 being stronger than the other, so Deckard's a little bit faster, and International's a little bit better of a hacker. Also, we have Monster, who is our contact, and he will sell us things randomly between missions. In this case, he's selling us a Vault Access card, which is pretty good. These are used to access the vault in vault missions. And normally to access one of these, you have to go on a different type of mission to retrieve them. So I can spend the credits to avoid doing that. I'm gonna not do that. Let's go to mission select and see what happens. So these now are the 4 missions we have available to us. This is a detention center mission, which can result in you getting a new agent. There are 2 of those. This is a cybernetics lab, which will have an advanced version of those cybernetic implants that I mentioned, the augments, and it'll be something like super rare and powerful. And then this is another executive terminals, which is like the mission we just ran, except for it's run by a different corporation. So all of these missions are with different corporations. This is the factory to market wholesalers, and their kind of thing is they have advanced scanning technology. So they will have more cameras, they will have more devices like sound detection, and just things like that that are better for network scanning. Over here,
Detention centers
the
hold
Kilfried
high-value
and
human
Oten
assets for
Weapons Foundry,
interrogation and deprogramming.
they have
They may be
extraordinarily
intercepted invisible agents on site.
well-armed guards, which is different than armored guards, right? So these are focused on weaponry and automated defenses, and then we don't have the other group here at the moment, but this blue group, I believe they have like super well defended dudes. Like they have like heavily armored guards, which makes them difficult to defeat. So Or maybe they have a higher network like programming, so it's harder to hack their stuff. Now I can't remember. There are 4 different companies, and they're all different. And especially once you get to the higher levels of difficulty. So right now everything, this is a 1, this is a 2, 1, and a 1. So once you get to the level 3 and above difficulty missions, I think there are 5 difficulty levels, you start to see unique corporate advantages. Like at one of the corporations has a device that like it reveals the position of all of your agents on the level every time the alarm level increases a full gauge, so going from alarm level 0 to 1, and it sends guards to investigate you, even if you haven't tipped them off, which can be incredibly dangerous. And there are additional types of advantages like that that the other corporations have. Just everything comes together in this game. Everything is unique and fresh, and you can play it over and over again and constantly be presented with new challenges and new ways to strategize and play the game. I can't say enough how awesome this game is, and I know that this video has went on for a really long time because missions they tend to take a while. So I apologize if you stuck this out for the entire video. Thank you for doing so. I strongly advise that you go pick up Invisible Ink. It is an amazing product. I really, really enjoy it. And I have put 24, 25 hours into it so far, and that's before it released. I put about 5 hours into the release version. I plan to probably put another 100 hours into this, just like I played FTL, just like I played XCOM. This is a phenomenally replayable, fun game, and if you like tactical strategy games, this is a unique twist on the genre that is just superbly executed, and I can't say anything more. Go buy it. Go check it out. I don't know how much it costs. I apologize. It's not actually up on the Steam store yet for what its retail is. I will put a notation right here, right now, once that price is posted on Tuesday. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, this is a long video, so if you stuck it out, I appreciate it. Have a great day. Next one, I promise, I'll keep it short and sweet. Probably, maybe. Maybe not. Massive Chalice might be the next release I cover, I'm not sure. And no promises I'm going to keep anything short on that. You can follow me on Twitter at itsboats. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the up thumbs thing. You can also subscribe to the channel. That way you'll be notified when new videos go live. And we'll see you next time. Have a great day. Have a great day. And pre-order or purchase Invisible Ink. I'm telling you, you will not regret it.